Hi, welcome to my video. My name's Dick. In today's video we're going to go into Birmingham's very own camera manufacturer, which was the Coronet company, which was founded in 1926 and ceased production, I think it was 1967. They mainly produce box cameras. I haven't got one of the box cameras, but what I do have is a couple of the folding cameras. This one is from the early 1930s. What we're going to do is we're going to clean one up, put a film in. I have two. This one's a bit later, I think this is like 1950s. We're going to clean one up, we're going to put a film in. You can still get the film, they both use 120 film. So we're going to clean it up, have a look, see if we can get it to work. In a future video I'll upload some of the film's pictures I take with one. So this is the Birmingham's very own camera company, the Coronet camera company. This is the Coronet from 1920s, late 1920s, early 1930s. As you can see, it needs a little bit of work doing to it, just clean it up. To open it, you press this button which pops out, and then there's a lever here. You just pull the lever and it will extend. On this side there is this here. There is a marking which says view and a marking which says 9 foot. So if you're taking a scenic view, you're leaving it on the view. If you're taking pictures of people, you pull it out a little bit further to the 9 foot, and obviously you'd have to be 9 foot away to have it in focus. The lens is a fixed aperture, and the aperture is, I believe, f11. And obviously there is only one shutter speed. I'm not certain what the shutter speed is, but I'd imagine it's in the range of 60th of a second. To operate the shutter, it's this lever here. There's no button on the top, it's just a lever. You can put it into what is now termed bulb mode by changing this from I to T, and then when you operate the shutter it will stay open until you release. So it does have, by today's standards, a bulb mode. The viewfinder is just this prism here. You'd look down and obviously it would bounce in through a little mirror and you could see roughly what you're taking a picture of. It needs cleaning, it's not very clean. To put the camera away, you would press on this silver lever, push that in and basically push it all the way down. And then on here there's two little lugs either side. You push them down and then close the lid. The back of the camera, to open it, there's a lever there, push down, open it. The camera takes 120 film, which you do need a take-up spool. So if you have an old spool, you don't throw them away, because you do need them. The winder is this here to wind it on. So your take-up spool you would put in here. You pull the knob out. It's quite stiff, needs a little bit of oil. You'd make sure it locates, and the film reel will go in there, which we're going to do in a bit. But first of all I want to introduce some light seals into here. just to help seal the camera, because these are prone to light leaks. Basically, I mean, it's a 1920s 30s camera, so it's not gonna work brilliantly. Other than that, that is the coronet. I do have a second one, which is the Coronet Rapide. This one, slightly different. To open the front, you press this button here and pull the lever, and it comes out automatically. You just make sure it's locked into position. The shutter mechanism, you have to reset it, and then it has a shutter button. And all this shutter button does is there's a lever here which goes down and basically releases the shutter for you. Again, you've got a T and an I, and there's a little lever here, and you put it in the I, reset the shutter, press the shutter button, and the shutter will open and close. You put it into the T, reset the shutter, and the shutter will stay open as long as your fingers on the shutter button. This one's in a better condition than the other one, except for the door. I'll show you the door in a minute. To put the lens back down, there's two catches here. Push them down and then basically push the whole thing down into the back. This is the wind on. To open the back, there is a catch here which doesn't seem to work very well. I will try and fix it. Again, you've got your film will go in there. Your take-up spool you would put in here, exactly the same way as the other one. That comes up. You would pull that up, locate the bit at the bottom, which I can't do for some reason. There we are. Line up the hole. There we are. And this one just needs a clean. And again, maybe just a little bit of seal, just to try and ensure that the light seals, that the light doesn't leak. There were no seals in these cameras. It was done through folds in the metal. Other than that, they were very cheap cameras at the time, and they're still quite cheap now. You can pick one of these up on eBay. I had a look the other day. I got these years ago. I think I paid £5 for them. You can pick them up today for about £10, £15 on eBay. We're going to put a film in and we're going to test them out and see what the pictures look like. Like I say, this is also a 120 film camera. What I'm doing, I'm just using a bit of super glue. I would like to replace the Leverette and do a better job, but just for quickness, I'm just gluing it down. You've got to make sure you don't put too much glue on, and you obviously don't want to glue the two parts together, or any of the buttons that are supposed to move. Obviously you don't want to glue them together, so you've got to be very careful, very sparse or whatever you call it with the glue. That's far too much. Just basically a little bit of the Leverette glued back down just to make it a little bit more presentable. And this is basically just to improve the light seal. These weren't very good cameras when it comes to light leaks, and they certainly have light leaks now, with it being like nearly, well, it's about 80-90 years old. So. Just putting it right up against the edge. So basically when it closes, it'll close against this, and this will push into the light seal, helping to seal. Originally the camera would not have come with this, so this is just something that I'm adding just to try and improve. Now that's done, let's just check, make sure it still shuts. Yep. Another place we can do, I'm going to use a slightly thicker piece, is just by the two doors. I'm just going to go across there, and I'm going to do the same on the other side. Make sure the door shuts still. Yep. Like I say, it would not come with light seals. It's basically the metal on metal which produces the light seal, but over time the metal's been bent. So this is just to help improve and give us a better chance of taking some decent pictures that haven't leaked light. Give it a quick clean, quick brush, get any dust out. There is a bit of rust in there, but I'm also going to give it, if I can find me other brushes. It's basically just a very simple camera, not much better than basically a pinhole camera. It's a pinhole camera with a lens. This is just a little bit of liquid wax, just to help stop it deteriorating anymore. I say I actually bought this camera, oh it's got to be 10-15 years ago at least, and I bought it basically living close to Birmingham. It intrigued me that Birmingham actually had its own camera company, camera manufacturer. So it did intrigue me to find that out. Like I say, the viewfinder just gives you a very small representation of what you're going to take a picture of, and what you have to take a picture of. If it's people and it's a portrait shot, they have to be at least 9 foot away for it to be in focus, because there's no focusing ring or anything like that. There's no eye piece to look through. This is what you look through, and basically it's a reflection of this back mirror onto the bit where you look there. So basically you would look down and the reflection will come through there and up, and that will give you a representation of what you're looking at through the lens, or what the lens is going to capture. So the bellows on this seem intact. They do tend to last. For a bellows that's nearly 100 years old, it's a little bit creased, but hopefully that doesn't affect the picture. Just give it a clean and a bit of a wax, help it fold on itself, make it a bit more supple. So to put the lens back in, you press that down and push the slider. Push the two arms down till they click, and shut it like that. Like I say, I'd love to replace the Leverette on it, but that's a job for another day. At the moment I just want to get it so I can put a film in and basically have a go with a very old camera. So this one was produced in the early 1930s. So it's coming up to 90 years old. Next thing, we'll put a film in if I can find the film. Oh, there it is. Like I say, it uses 120 film. This is August 2020, so another 2 years nearly. You need the take-up spool. And you do need to put a take-up spool in there. There we are. Just make sure it goes round. Make sure it's dry. This is 120 film. It's Ilford Delta 100. And compare it to a 35mm film cassette. This comes on a roll, this comes in a cassette. So basically you've got to be very careful with this because it's basically just paper with a film in between the paper, and if you're not careful you will expose it when you put it in. You get it, you roll it on and you get it to the line to the middle, close the back, and there's a window here, and basically you just keep winding it until you get a number. One. And then when it shows one, that's frame one. And that's now ready to take pictures. Hopefully.